I'm looking back at the albums I heard growing up. Not the really big ones like Self Portrait or Sketches of Spain, just deeper cuts. Here are the albums that made me. My junior year of high school was a big year for me in a lot of ways, and music was no exception. And just to recap, a few things about who I was in 1987 specifically. I was a tall, skinny, long-haired nerd living in Central Florida, attending Hardy High School. My dad was in a rock band that was considered 10 or 15 years ago to be the biggest and best live rock band in the country, but they hadn't been together for over 5 years, and in 1987, nobody much cared about Southern rock. My knowledge of music was far beyond those of my classmates, thanks to my dad, my mom's record collection, and my discovery of a large number of albums that I could use to learn guitar. I was cocky about my depth of knowledge of music. Up until Rolling Stone magazine, to celebrate their 20th anniversary, released a list of the 100 best albums of the past 20 years. Which I read in our school library. And what that list contained told me in no uncertain terms that I still had a lot to learn about music. First, no Allman Brothers on the list at all. Beyond that, there were 3 albums in the top 10 that I'd never heard before. And the real kicker, all those artists that not only had I never heard their album, I didn't even know they existed. Thanks to this list, I learned of the existence of Patti Smith, the Velvet Underground, Richard and Linda Thompson, Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band, Television, the Modern Lovers, the New York Dolls, a few others. So I took this list as gigantic homework assignment. Learn all of this. And to start, I picked a band that had a hit on the radio at the time called The One I Love, which I was actually pretty fond of. The band was REM, and at number 58 on Rolling Stone's list was their album Murmur. When I got it home and started playing it regularly, well, it gave me a new challenge on guitar. This music wasn't blues-based, and it wasn't the entry-level fusion I had started teaching myself. The guitar tones were kind of jangly like the Beatles, but the chord structures were very different from anything I'd played with before. So just trying to unlock the jangly bits on Murmur, I ended up becoming quite attached to this music. But then I went to college and I had a very negative reaction with the alternative scene. Then REM went all commercial and stuff, so I got kind of lost in terms of my connection to their music. So it goes. The standout tracks for me are Radio Free Europe and Talk About the Passion. Call me and Final Analysis. Is this an album I still like? Yeah, I'm okay saying I like this album. Is this an album I still spin regularly? It's not, no. Would I recommend Murmur? If you gotta listen to an REM album and the mandolins don't really do it for you, I say try this one.